Okay, I've been using my TBS Discovery to do quite a lot of video shoots lately, and the more I shoot, the more I realize that mounting the camera to the frame itself, having a fixed camera was not the way to go, so I decided I needed to go ahead and upgrade to a brushless gimbal. Now I'm using a Final Cut Pro to edit videos, and the stabilization in Final Cut Pro is pretty darn good. But when your quad is swaying back and forth and you stabilize that, you start to get some warping, which is really aggravating me. So I went ahead and purchased this brushless gimbal. This is the Taro brushless gimbal. A number of reasons why I purchased this one over some of the other ones. I like that DJI gimbal, but $700 or so was a little bit pricey. So I decided to look around, and I found this one and got pretty good reviews, and so I decided to try it. Okay, a number of things I liked about this particular gimbal is, first and foremost, the bottom plate mounts to the quad, the top plate mounts to the gimbal itself. So if you notice, when you move the gimbal around, the little rubber balls are in a compression configuration. So in other words, the gimbal's always pulling them down instead of some of the other gimbals that are, the top plate mounts to the quad, the bottom plate mounts to the gimbal, and these things are being stretched all the time. So I kind of like that. They're fairly soft, but they seem to work pretty darn well. The next thing is that the way the camera mounts on this, it comes with this little mount here that goes on your GoPro. 2 screws hold it firmly in place. I like that it's very small and light, but I didn't like the fact that you have to take the screws out every time you do want to take the camera off, and it's really a pain in the butt to get to the SD card with the gimbal on here. So all I did to resolve that is I put my layer lens on, and the strap for the layer lens just straps onto the gimbal. So that seems to work really, really well. Finally, the price of this gimbal is the other thing that turned me on to it. It's less than $200 shipped, and so far it works really well. The only thing you have to do to wire it, I've not done any tuning to this. I've not done any tuning to the control board on this thing. I basically mounted it on my quad, ran the power cable, soldered it onto the frame, and that's it. It's completely independent. I haven't hooked up my my pan yet to my I haven't hooked my pan yet to the transmitter, so all it's doing is stabilizing. But anyway, here's some footage. I've got some high altitude footage in high wind that shows the stabilization. Some of the other things that I wanted to show is the dreaded death wobble when these quads are coming down into their prop wash and they just start rocking and doing all that. It's really smoothed that out quite a bit, so I think I can use some descent footage. And also I've got some really hardcore flying in and out, side to side, that shows the stability. And the final shot is me basically holding the quad, shaking it back and forth. Now that video looks like it's like I sped the video up. It's real time, and the gimbal works great. One more quick thing. For my quad, I was concerned about weight, so I went ahead and took the OSD off. I don't fly this very far, so the OSD with the current sensor and the other GPS and all that added a lot of weight. I took that off. I upgraded my motors to the Sunny Sky 2212 980 kV motors. They work pretty well. Not tremendously better than my DJI motors, but they are a lot smoother, and they did come balanced, and they're black, so they match my frame. And I'm putting my DJI motors, I'm building a new quad, or a second quad, actually a third quad since I blew one up, but I'm going to build a second quad just to use as a backup for my video shoots. And so that's it. That's my TBS Discovery. Anyway, here's some video footage of the gimbal in action.